Hey everybody, it's Lee here and I'm back with Billy Martinez at Fender's Artist Centre in Covent Garden, London. It's a beautiful day and we are looking at some beautiful guitars. Now, how many years ago did Acoustasonic come out? The first Telecaster Acoustasonic?
First Tele was in January of 2019.
That's right.
Yep.
So I remember that Pete and I set a YouTube video live on the first day of NAMM with the Acoustasonic Telecaster. And by the time we got to see Fender at NAMM, it had had something like 600,000 views.
It was crazy.
And you had pre-sold the entire first year's production of that range of guitars. Yep. Nuts. I don't think anybody saw that coming. And Acoustasonic obviously has gone on to have Strat versions, Jazzmaster versions, production in Mexico as well as US. So anyway, it's 2023 now. I guess it's fair to say it's trying to sit slightly more in between a traditional style acoustic guitar and the Acoustasonics that are sort of electric guitar shaped, but retaining some of the Acoustasonic sort of DNA. I've got to say, I'm immediately drawn to these in a way that maybe I wasn't drawn to the electric guitar ones. So what have you done here to sort of evolve this Acoustasonic vibe?
So really first and foremost, if you're talking about 2019, we left there selling out production on Acoustasonic and the conversation became, what is going to be the next iteration that doesn't push so far towards the, call it tech side of what an acoustic guitar could be, which we dove into hybrids and all of that other thing. What this really is taking the aesthetics, the silhouette, the playability of a traditional acoustic instrument, but putting innovation into it and kind of pushing the acoustic guitar business a little bit forward. So you see that it's a thin body, but the design here is such, with the help of Tim Shaw and our R&D group, is such that it actually has playability that's much more, it's louder than an Acoustasonic on your lap before you've ever plugged it in. But what we really wanted to do was stay away from DSP-driven modeling in the acoustic space, but a Dreadnought is a Dreadnought and it's been that for well over 150 years, and we all know that. But there's also a level of, can we evolve the acoustic market to say, feel familiar with the silhouette, but let's take some innovation and build into it. And so we sat back and we partnered with Fishman again. And for those that are aware, on the electric side of the world, they have a Fluence pickup system. This pickup system is based on the Fluence technology. So it's a multi-voice sound hole pickup that is completely analog through and through. So what we're trying to do is say, we have the traditional market, you've got your full-size Dreadnoughts and your Parlours and all of what that offers to you and has for a long time. You've got the Acoustasonic side, which is more forward-thinking, technology-based, hybrid acoustic and electric properties. This definitely sits, as you explained it at the beginning, our intent is to have this sit right in between those two so that you feel comfortable again with the silhouette, but you've got some more innovative technology built into an acoustic guitar.
Well, look, Pete's going to plug this in and give you the proper demo, but I guess what I like with this now, if I'd had the Telecaster style Acoustasonic, although I know that people do just sit back on their sofas and play them, and they make a noise, they make more noise than an electric guitar. It doesn't really have a terribly pleasing sort of bass end acoustically. Whereas this, I mean, you wouldn't stick a mic in front of it and record it, but maybe you would. That sounds fine. Again, so I get that hybrid thing. The belly cut and the depth of it kind of makes it feel like you're playing a sort of semi-acoustic kind of guitar. I've got the bigger one as well, haven't I?
You do, and we've got a couple different shapes here. What you were holding is the Dreadnought. This that you're holding now is the Parlour.
because that doesn't... There's either no bass difference at all, or for some bizarre reason, even slightly more bass end. Might we be just hearing then a difference between a mahogany top and a spruce top there? It just sounded a little bit fuller. You know?
It does, but the interesting thing is just the way that the R&D went into building this Parlour. You're not hearing differences because that thing is, for whatever reason, the way that they designed and the way that it's built, and it's surprised all of us, it's a cannon. I mean, it literally has enough to hang with an acoustic crowd if you're jamming with your buddies and that sort. So
I like it very much. I mean, again, the detail on the inlay. I'm always fascinated. This is drawn from the other Acoustasonic, is that the back and sides are carved from one piece of mahogany rather than the traditional sort of back and sides manufacturing. Gives it a little slight weight to it, which is sort of reassuring. You know, I like the way the pickup has been designed into the shape of the sound hole. It's a nicer aesthetic than just putting it across the middle.
Yeah,
it feels like an electric guitar to play with just some heavier strings on it. You know.
Well, and these ones, the leaning more towards the traditional side of the business. Where an Acoustasonic, you had your ladder bracing that went straight down. These actually have a floating X brace. Right. So they're built more like a traditional acoustic. Where the top is inset as well on the inside of the body, right below that there's a cutout of the body. And what that essentially does is it creates more of like a trampoline effect for the top. Yeah. So that's why you're hearing, for a thin line, you're hearing more volume out of this acoustically. The other thing that's going to be key, and as Pete plays these, you'll start to hear it, is the string articulation based on where the pickup is. The U shape actually is picking up strings at kind of the most vibrant point of the string vibration. I mean, typically you've got your sound coming from an undersaddle piezo pickup, right? And there's so much tension on that, but that's always the way it's been. And so you kind of have to fight some things. What this does is that removes that fight. And one of the key features here is it's completely feedback resistant. Right. So one of the things that we've shown the folks that we've shown so far is you can take this, you can strum it, you can put it in front of an amp, and you get nothing. I mean, just enough to hear. It's not feedback where you're covering your ears. It's enough feedback to hear that the strings are vibrating and there's some sustain in it.
So I suppose just to really clarify where you might still want to look at the pre-existing Acoustasonic range. Obviously there's a size and comfort and visual element to it. Yeah. But this isn't trying to do the sort of the models of an electric guitar or models of different sizes of acoustic.
Correct.
This is just a straight up volume and tone. This is how it sounds, traditional acoustic guitar sound.
Correct, and even the tone, what it actually is doing is, we're calling it a contour knob. Because it's the Fluent system and there's two unique voices, what this does is it's almost like panning between two EQ settings that are already predetermined.
Got it.
So when you're rolled all the way clockwise, there's more bass response coming out of the pickup. It's more of a singer-songwriter. You're by yourself. You're in front of a mic. You're jamming out. What you can do then is roll this back counterclockwise, and what you find is I'm in a full band setting. I don't need as much bass because I've got a bass player. I've got a guitar player. So now I'm trying to cut through the middle of that mix, so the mids really shine there. So it's not necessarily you're trying to control your tone like a low-pass filter. What you're basically doing is taking the two EQ settings and finding your fit for whatever application you're using it in.
Well, congratulations to you and the design team behind these, because I'm probably more excited by these than I even was when that first Telecaster Acoustasonic came out. This is a super, super guitar. Anyway, I'm looking forward to hearing Pete play them too. So again, thank you very much, Billy, and thank you to everyone at Fender for inviting us down today. Yeah, I'll put some links below. You can go and check out some more details. See you later. you.